at the Baseball Winter Meetings with John Manuel, the editor-in-chief of Baseball America. And John's always good to talk to you. It's been pretty busy around here. I know you guys had the Baseball America gala, right, the other night, a lot of honorees.
We did. You're going to get me verklempt because it went so well. Cubs showed out in force, our organization of the year. To be told, you walk in and there's a lot of, we had a couple Hall of Famers. John Schuerholz was there because the Braves of Rome was our minor league team of the year. Pat Gillick got an award. Bobby Cox was there. But you walk in and you get future Hall of Famer Theo Epstein say it was important for us to be here and to support Baseball America. Kind of made it all worth it. It was a hell of a room last night. Had a blast. Augie Garrido of Texas getting a Lifetime Achievement Award for us, our Tony Gwynn Award. So it was a good night. We loved that. And the Duke was there. Dan Duquette was there and talking a little minor league Rule 5 with J.J. Cooper. They're going like, hey, they eliminated the AA phase of the Rule 5. So that's why we're here. We're like, all of it higher. We love it all.
As much as the Orioles use the Rule 5, they should hire JJ away from you guys, but you're probably going to hang on to him.
They're on their own with it. I got to be honest, that's one of Dan's best tools.
I think so. All right, John, I want to ask about the Chris Sale trade. And so obviously it goes to the Red Sox. They gave up 4 players, and they've been pretty active in moving prospects here.
They've been incredibly active under Dave Dombrowski. Pete Abraham of the Boston Globe tweeted out they've traded 21 prospects since Dave Dombrowski got there. Kimbrel trade, Drew Pomerantz, Anderson Espinoza for Drew Pomerantz. That was an overpay from Jump Street, whether Pomerantz was healthy or not. We love Anderson Espinoza, just as a prospect, just love him. And I think he didn't want to. I think he wants to be a Red Sox, not a Padre. And then the Kimbrel trade, like I mentioned, and now these couple of trades, this Chris Sale deal, the Red Sox emptied it out. 4 of their top 10 prospects were traded yesterday. The Tyler Thornburg trade, they gave up a big league corner infielder, I think a second division guy in Travis Shaw, but a perfectly cromulent player, to use a Simpsons word that's not really a word, and a top 10 prospect in Mauricio Dubon. So Dubon, Michael Kopech, those 94 to 100 as a starter, and then Yohan Moncada, our minor league player of the year, who was just here on Sunday. So 2 years in a row, Steve, that we've been in the winter meetings. Last year, we were in Nashville. We couldn't quite get Dansby Swanson to our awards gala because he didn't win our College Player of the Year award, and he was upset that he didn't. And then he's on the cover of the magazine, and he gets traded while we're at the gala. And now this year, before the gala, Moncada, our minor league player of the year, who we just had here on Sunday night to give him his award, and he gets traded later. So it's been very active in Boston. Their farm system is going to go from a top 10 farm system to a bottom 10. Just like that, because they've emptied out the star caliber talent. They've got Benintendi, they've got Rafael Devers, a high A third baseman who's legit, but he better not buy something. He better not buy a house in Fort Myers, like Yohan Moncada had just gone to Tampa and these kind of things. Because don't rent, don't buy if you're a farmhand in the Red Sox system.
Yes, but. Did they make good moves? I guess in the final analysis, they emptied it out, but maybe they're in the win now mode and Sale to that rotation. That's pretty strong.
They clearly are, and if you're going to empty it out for somebody, do it for Chris Sale. Don't do it for Drew Pomerantz. Don't do it for Craig Kimbrel. Don't do it for relievers. I think they've paid pretty high price. I like Tyler Thornburg as a middle guy. I really do. And he was very good for the Brewers last year. But Chris Sale is special. Guys have been predicting that his arm's going to fall off for 6 years, and it hasn't. All pitchers get hurt, but that guy's special, and that compete tool that you can't measure with the radar gun, you can see that he hates losing. He hates losing more than he likes winning. That's usually a good recipe for a championship caliber number 1 starter. So I'd go to war with that rotation of Sale and Porcello and Price. I'd be happy with that.
That could work for them this year.
Yes.
So, John, a couple thoughts on the Orioles 2016 draft. I know Baseball America has written some really positive things about that. Overall, what are some things you like?
First, I like that Casey Sedlock has a fairly fresh arm. I know he pitched a lot in the spring, but I like that profile, big, physical, Midwest arm, fairly fresh. I like that Austin Hayes came out and I think outperformed what the Orioles thought maybe they were getting and had such a strong debut. They could use someone, a position player, to get on the fast track. Austin Hayes might do that. But last, certainly not least, I really like Keegan Akin. And he's short, but he's strong-bodied. He reminds me of like a stronger-bodied Scott Kazmir. And he's interesting. And that could be the guy, out of all 3 of these guys, who moves the fastest. I think he's got the most polish. He's got a strikeout pitch. He's got 3 pitches. I don't know about you. I don't know if he's as high of a ceiling as Sedlock does, but didn't you get the feeling reporting on the list for us, Steve, that he's got the the chance to jump on the fast track the most.
I think it's really high on all three of those guys. I mean, Matthias, Dietz, a lot of people really like him too. He didn't put the numbers Akin did, but they like him. And John, I want to ask about the organizational rankings when they come out again. I would anticipate that probably the Orioles are going to be down in that last 10 again. Yeah. But you've said before, if you're winning at the major league level, they're using some of their farm system to help them win. That's kind of okay. You don't see a major red flag. Do you still share that view?
I do, and the thing that the Orioles have been really good about doing is they've really found really good complementary pieces through their farm system. I mean, they did it last year, especially in the bullpen. Whether it was the left-hander Hart, who came up in September, was very effective. I mean, it's not a high ceiling, but it is a big league role as a left-on-left guy, and he did it very well. And then Michael Givens is the other, I thought, key piece. But again, the Rule 5 draft comes into play there. Rickard, the Korean outfielder whose name I always bonk on. I don't want to get it right. Kim's a good guess. That's what, I should have just guessed Kim or Lee. I'd have a 50-50 shot. I mean, it is 50% of Koreans have 4 last names. It is so Kim and Lee are 2 of those 4 last names. But Kim was outstanding for them last year in that kind of table-setting role. Really, offensively, kind of felt like a Nick Markakis kind of role for them. So they were very good at finding players who are more on your margins and not future stars. But eventually you win with stars, Steve, and that's what we just don't see them developing. And, the big key was the other rookie, Dylan Bundy. Is he going to be a star? And we've been predicting stardom for him for a while, and he finally took that step last year in the big leagues. And, I'm not telling Orioles fans anything they don't know or that my sister doesn't text me about all the time. Are Kevin Gossman and Dylan Bundy going to be the front of the rotation guys? And those are the 2 homegrown arms. One of those guys needs to take a big step forward, and if 2 of them do, then Baltimore's going to have a rotation that will compete with that Boston rotation we just talked about.
John, always like catching up with John Manuel, Baseball America. They are the best at what they do. And, John, thanks for taking time.
Thank you, Steve. You're the best at what you do, ranking Orioles prospects. We appreciate it.
We like each other. Mutual Admiration Society here on MASNsports.com.